In this video, we're going to discuss education. I grew up going through the public education system, which I find to be just as good as the private, if not, in some senses, better. The private education system, which I'm not knocking, it is good. It just focuses on different things. When you go to a religious private institution, it focuses on religion, but our education system is talking about academics. I went through school and I was bored. It didn't move fast enough for me. I was able to grasp on a lot of things faster than some of the other kids, and that's kind of my take on education. We all start education around 5 or 6 years old, and we go into kindergarten. Some a little bit earlier based on, unfortunately, how our parents have to make their money. And so some kids might get pre-K, but basically kindergarten we enter at 5 or 6 years old. After first grade, I would like to implement a standardized test to see how they did and how they understood what they learned in first grade. And then from there, when you pass first grade, you take a standardized test teaching what you learned in first grade. If you gain enough points to pass that test, you then take the test for second grade. If you pass the second grade test, you would move on to taking the third grade test. Basically, until you find the level of intelligence that you are currently at, or understanding that you have, and you jump through the grades in that sense. Once you get to the 6th grade, my change would be that you enter into a more practical use of the education system, and then based on what levels you are in math or reading or science, you would then split up into groups based on the same intelligence level that you have for the rest of school. The idea is that with most of our education systems, students are bored, so they don't do as well as they could. They're not being challenged. And in that sense, we're losing out on those intelligent students, and they're getting trained to not show enthusiasm and to not show forward. I was around when they implemented the No Child Left Behind policy. Although it sounded really good on paper, it actually dumbed our students down. The tests were then made so that the dumbest student could pass the test. Not that the smartest student could pass it and everybody was brought up to his level, but instead the smart students were brought down to the worst students instead of bringing them up. And we need to change our education system to reinforce the fact that if you are intelligent enough, we don't hold you back, we let you grow. We support that education system in that sense. Once you get to that age where you're in the practical sense, learning a job or learning a occupation that you can focus more on to help you develop into college is more beneficial. For me, I went to college. I have a BA. It didn't do anything for me in the job system nowadays. None of my jobs have taken into consideration that I have a BA, and so all that did for me is put me in debt. My goals with this is to help everybody with 1, making our education system better, 2, making college worth attending by improving society based on the intelligence of society, and 3, making it cost effective. College shouldn't be just limited to the people that can afford it or the parents that can afford it. It should be open to everybody. And if that means that we need to rethink the government assistance programs for college and furthering education, I am all for it. Thank you.